welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing for lots more diamond painting content. And if you're back, as always, welcome back. Today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat, and if you aren't sure what that means, WIP stands for work in progress, and chat just means that we're gonna spend some time together today chatting and catching up about life and diamond painting and whatnot. So feel free to pull out a project. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting today, and I'm just catching up with you guys for probably the next hour or so. Just to give you a rundown of what I am working on and with today, I have, oh, here we go. I know that the artwork is in there. I'm actually working on this really cute piece called Rainbow Dragon Hugging Cat. This is from Diamond Art Club and the artist Dragons and Beasties. And I'm working on this one as part of my own personal diamond paint along, where I'm wanting to complete one dragon kit each month throughout the year 2024 in honor of the Year of the Dragon. And then of course it's Pride Month, and so I wanted to get something that had rainbows in it, and I had a couple of kits that had rainbow dragons, and this is one I ended up landing on. So it has round diamonds. It's 55.8 by 83.8 centimeters, and even though that might sound like a little bit on the bigger side, especially with the 83.8, it is going so fast. So I'm already halfway done, and you guys, I feel like this is lucky. I couldn't have planned this better if I tried, but the section we're about to open up and work on together is actually the section that has the cat's face and part of the dragon's face. So that's going to be really cute and fun to work on today, I hope. As far as accessories go, I have several accessories that are specifically from the Crafter's Paradise Retreat swag bag, which I did an unboxing video of just a few days ago. And I thought, okay, well, it's basically a small shop haul. And so let me get out some of the accessories that I opened up in there, because it really was basically like everything you needed to do a diamond painting with like upgrades were all on that swag bag. So I'm going to be using this pen, which Enablers Outpost had created and donated for the swag bags. And the colors are so fun. They match the colors in the logo for the retreat. And then this tray is from Firefly Diamond Art, and it's in their Inferno Nano size. I think that Firefly does just absolutely beautiful tray lid designs. They look so good. I always think that they look really crisp and clean and just really like artistically done too. So love the mermaid on this one, and it says Crafter's Paradise 2024 here on the side too, which is fun. And then this wax I haven't used before. Oh, I forgot to grab putty. This is what I want to use. Okay. This wax is from Swax, which is, or Swax is the name of it. It's from Swartz Designs. And yes, I believe that this is actually just a whole thing of wax. So we're going to use that in my single placer. This minder is from Kim's Needle Minders on Etsy, and this was part of the swag bag. And then there actually was no putty that was donated, but, I'm going to be using just, having something rainbow to go along with this rainbowy kit. I'm going to be using this Pastel Prism Sparkle Dot Dot Putty from Butterfly Effectwares. So, I'm going to go ahead and get my pen loaded up with putty and things, and we can open up this section and start working on this kit together. I'm going to clean out the old putty. Last week I remembered to... I don't know if I'd say I remembered, because sometimes I'm like, no, it's fine, I'll clean it out in the video. But last week I decided to clean out the putty ahead of time, and this week I forgot. This week I just forgot. Excuse me. So I'm going to really try not to cough or clear my throat too much, as much as I can help it here in this video. I'm sure you can hear my voice sounding pretty froggy. It's been that way for the past few videos that have gone up on my channel. I had my water handy, got a cough drop in, and actually feeling much better voice-wise today as far as how well I can talk. So thankfully, I need to do a little bit of washi tape to give this just a little bit of extra so that it'll fit better. This is a thin metal multi-placer from Diamond Art Club, and it's the 12 placer. And is my go-to. It's what I use basically exclusively. I think I like that. Let me grab the putty. We'll load that up. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out any of these small shops, you'll find them all linked in the description box, and as well as their socials. Have I never used this putty before? It really doesn't look like it, does it? I love how they do like the fun like prints and patterns and stuff on their putty. It's cute. But yeah, I'll link to the store socials as well if you're like, I can't make a purchase right now, or I don't want to, nothing catches my eye, but you still want to stay up to date with the shop and maybe make a purchase in the future and support them and stuff. You can just, follow them on their socials. I say that a lot because I never want it to be like I'm telling people like you have to spend money to enjoy this hobby, or you have to be like, I don't know, going all out and having big collections or something like that, because no, please spend responsibly. please make good choices for you. This is just a hopefully helpful information. Okay, I think that putty will be good to go. Let me grab the wax. So I've never used this wax before, but I'm always intrigued to try new products. So I'm guessing if this is like kind of other similar wax, I think you just probably scrape to load. Yeah, and so usually when it's a wax like this, I'll scrape it a few times in various directions, then just kind of, well, actually it doesn't look totally full. Hold on. I did not read if there were like loading instructions for it, so, okay. Sorry about the focus issues. We'll see if that does the trick with that wax. I'll keep it handy. In case we need it. Let me grab my little ceramic pen knife here and we can open up this section and get started. So, hello my friends. Welcome again. It is Monday morning that this video is going up, but for me it's currently Sunday evening. Typically this is when I will film my WIP and Chats because it's just a really nice way for me to cap off the weekend and shift my mind more into my mindset for the upcoming week. It's a nice little transition. Look how cute this is, you guys. Look at, I know we're sideways because this is how it's easier for me to work on the canvas. Look at this little kitty face and the dragon up there. Okay, got a little minder up here. No, it's slightly out of frame. Actually, I don't think I need to use it right this second, so I'm just going to tuck it over here so you guys can see all the cute things. Yeah, it's Sunday evening and all is quiet. My kids are in bed and the cats have, eaten their food and Adam and I are just settling in for the evening together. By the way, if you didn't know, with Firefly trays, they have different styles. This particular one has a spot. This is a removable trash drill thing. Like you push it up from the bottom and it pops out. So then you could like dump this into a, whatever trash drill storage or trash you have. And then this, you guys, you can actually set your pen in. It's a little pen holder. And then there's an automatic built-in, I'll show you when I go to dump it out, but there's a little door that blocks, so you can see it from here kind of, blocks your drills from sliding out here, but when you want to dump these back into the container, you just pull this out and that opens that up so you can pour the drills out. It's a really cute, like kind of all-in-one type solution. They make a nice little product, you guys. So yeah, it is, like I said, Sunday evening. We're going into the kids' last week of school, and things will definitely change as far as sort of the rhythm that we have going around the house and stuff. But, it's going to be summer break, which is going to be fun. I still can't quite believe that it is June. When June 1st hit, I was like, oh yeah, let me try to figure out what dragon kit I want to work on this month. And do I happen to have a rainbow dragon? So I have this one, which I love Dragons and Beasties artwork so much. I've completed one other kit from them by Diamond Art Club. It was the Fiona Butterfly Dragon kit, and loved that. It's kind of really similar in style to this one, actually. And I loved how that one turned out and the experience of working on it. And when I unboxed this one on my channel with you guys, I want to say it was maybe a Black Friday release. I had said then like, oh, this is super cute. And I see like a lot of color blocking and a lot of really amazing special drills. So I wonder if this might be something I work on during like a June, sometime. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I do a little bit wish that I were working with a little bit bigger tray at the moment, because this kit does have a lot of opportunities for multi-placing, and I like obviously a big multi-placer with this 12 placer here, and this size tray just doesn't allow for as much volume of like drills to be laid out for me to pick from. I do have some bigger trays from Firefly, but I'm just like, oh, this is going to slow me down just a tiny, tiny bit. But I'd rather be doing what I'm doing now, which is trying out new and recently unboxed products with you guys. So yeah, I've been really pleasantly surprised at how quickly this kit is going. Like, actually, not just pleasantly surprised. Let me put it this way. I've been shocked at how quickly this kit is going. I kitted this up during the day on Friday and started working on it, I think, was it even before dinner? It might have been like right before or right after dinner. And I had like a row plus one section done before I went to bed. And I didn't feel like I was even really truly going that hard. Like, I wasn't speed painting it. Like, I was setting out to speed paint that the Great Wave kit that I completed in 24 hours of the diamond painting retreat. I didn't set out to speed paint this one. It has that much color blocking, and it has these round diamonds, and it's so much fun to work on. I know I'm a complete and total broken record, but seriously, I don't know if anyone else is like this. Tell me, please, if you're like this. Do you find that you actually do diamond paint faster? And not just because you feel like sitting down to work on a kit, but do you feel like there's something about it that it almost energizes you and you physically are diamond painting faster on kits that you actually really enjoy working on, whether it's the artwork or the quality of the kit or whatnot? Because I'm really consistently finding that to be the case. And it's like it's like a good cycle where it's like, oh, this is going so fast. This is so satisfying. I'm excited to keep working on it. I love it. And then so I keep reaching for it that much more often. And now I'm here and I'm like, I'm over halfway done on this kit that I started like just over 2 days ago. And I love it. I'm like, yay. Okay. So I'm going to finish this and I'm going to be ready to go ahead and get ready for the next project, I guess. With it being the month of June, that means a lot of different things. So it's like a good month to start thinking about doing check-ins, which I'll kind of elaborate my thoughts on that in a second. But I want to make sure that I point out here early in the video that Summer with the Masters has kicked off, and my co-host Anthony put up the first event video, like the first weekly video. I don't want to say weekly because we're not putting up videos every single week. We're putting up videos every other week. The first event video is up, and that went up earlier today. So if you are participating in the event, be sure that you go and watch that video. I need to go watch it still, actually. Whoops. It's been a little bit of a busy day. So yes, Summer with the Masters is kicked off. I need to somehow decide what I would like to work on next. I'm having a little bit of a hard time narrowing it down. Actually, that's not the right phrasing. It's not that I'm having a hard time narrowing it down. I'm having a hard time making a decision, period. So I have a kit that is on order from Jada Gem Shop that is going to be my John William Waterhouse piece that I'm going to be working on this year, but it hasn't come in yet. That's completely on me because I was late to ordering it. That's entirely on me, and I'm the event host. Shouldn't I know much better than that? I think it was because I didn't decide till the last minute that for sure I wanted to do a John William Waterhouse again this year. So there was that. And then the kits that I do have in my stash that are old Masters kits, I don't have that many actually, and I'm just feeling torn on if those are the ones that I want to work on or not, knowing that I have this other kit that I know I do want to work on that's going to be coming in. So it's like I'd like to have some kind of event kit going while the event's going on actively, even if it's just like I'm working on multiple WIPs at the same time, which typically, yeah, like when I have events going on, like especially Summer with the Masters, you will see me working on multiple kits at a time because old Masters kits will have a lot of confetti. That's, if you aren't sure what that means, that's a lot of color changes in a small area. High confetti level kits tend to take a lot longer than kits like this one with lots of color blocking. That's just zooming right along. And so I will get fatigued more easily on high confetti kits because I'm not getting to the finish line as expediently as kits like this one. And so I like to have other kits in the mix that are the opposite. Like this is actually a really good kit that would be good to alternate with old masters artwork kits because because it has round diamonds, because there's lots of color blocking, because it's very colorful. Man, I really borked that one. Okay. Got a bunch of wax all over those drills. Crisis averted. I just wiped at it with the putty and there you go, it's gone. So yeah, I have a really big kit. I have a Muka panel that's from Diamond Painting Shop. And I really, really want to support that shop and work on something from them. But I don't know if I want to take on a project that scope right now because it's 150 centimeters tall. And then I have 2 versions of the Alphonse Muka kit Zodiac, one from Diamond Art Club and one from Distracted by Diamonds. I actually really like the idea of working on the Distracted by Diamonds one. But I don't know. I don't know. It's do I have that one in me right now? I do have a small, a really, really small kit from the Make Market line at Michael's that I could work on. That I may do, but I don't know. I'm just sitting in indecision right now, which is a frequent state of mind for me. But I'll land on something here soon, especially if I finish this kit in the next couple of days. I'm gonna be wanting to start working on something else soon. I do have drills on the way from Jada Gem Shop to replace the ones that I spilled or that came. The containers came open in my suitcase on my way back from my flight back from Texas. Excuse me. So those are on the way. I'm not sure when those will arrive, but I will also continue working on that comparison project. So, yeah, I'm curious. That kind of leads me to a question I was wondering about earlier, as I was thinking about how fast this kit is going and trying to think about really, I wonder how much time I have spent on it and how that stacks up to how much time I've spent on other kits that may have taken me longer. And I'm so curious, do you guys track at all the time that you spend working on diamond paintings, or are you a lot more just sort of relaxed in your approach about it and you're I just when I work on it, I work on it and I don't tend to pay much attention besides maybe noting what date you start and finish a kit. I have always been interested in the idea of tracking, starting a timer or something when I start working on a kit and pausing it whenever I pause and then being able to look at data that goes, okay, this is how much time I have spent working on this kit. And I could go, oh, look, now I can point to exactly how much longer certain kits take than others and speculate on what the reasons would be for that. But I think that just wouldn't totally work for me as far as, especially when I try to get diamond painting done during the day. Especially if my kids are not at school and if I'm squeezing something in because, they're chill, they're playing happily and whatnot. Sometimes I'll just come over and sit at the kitchen table and maybe place a few drills down. That's the thing is I will regularly get interrupted for, opening snacks or help with this thing or mom come play or come see what I'm doing. And of course, I'm going to do those things, but it just feels like I would probably be annoyed with constantly having to stop and start a timer, and I would just be why am I doing this? I don't need to time this. I'm just gonna enjoy crafting when I can and not feel I have to be tracking this on a timer. So I think that's the main reason I haven't turned into a heavy timer person, but I like the concept of it. I think it's a great idea. But I don't know if oops, let me just toss my pen. Do you ever do that too? I don't know what happens. I flail and it just falls out of my hand. But yeah, there's a lot of things I'm oh, I like that in concept, but in execution and practice, it's just, I don't see it happening. This part of the kit is really cute. It's reminding me almost of like a Mandy Manzano, where there's like this black outlining. It's very like almost coloring book-esque, and I thought it would be cute to go ahead and do all the black outlines and lines first, and then we'll fill in the colors around it. That's often how I will work on a Mandy Manzano kit, because it just is, it's like extra satisfying aesthetically, and I don't know, I just think it's fun. As I'm moving up this kit, like it started with all these beautiful shades of pink. I had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm running low. I'm running low on some of these drill colors. Am I going to run out? And then I was like, wait, no, there's like no pink once I get out of this bottom like third of the kit. No, I'm not going to run out of drills in these colors, because I'm not going to use them at all in the rest of this kit. And there's some colors I barely even touched yet, like the yellows and the blues. So it really is working on a rainbow of colors here. I was a little self-conscious. I mean, not really, because it was completely reasonable, but I was a little bit like, self-conscious is the word. Putting out my month in review video and being like, I just had one finish in the month of May, and that's it. That's all that there was for the month of May. And there were, of course, good reasons for it, and it's not a big deal. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal, but I vary in my head about like competing with myself and like wanting to be able to sort of keep up with a certain pace. And you guys have heard me talk about it quite a lot, and wouldn't be surprised if you're like, Katie, we gotta let it go. But it's kind of ever present in my brain, because I tend to put a ton of pressure on myself all the time about all the things. And so yeah, there's part of me that's like, you're not meeting your goals. But then this month it's like, oh, but by comparison, this month I think I'll have a good number of finishes, a higher number of finishes by comparison. But I did enjoy doing that month in review video and getting to check in with you guys, show you my WIPs and see what you guys are working on too. I should really go back sometime. I haven't gone back and watched some of my older videos in quite a while. I do that sometimes just as like a little mental exercise for myself. Maybe I should go back and watch some of my very first month in review videos that I did and see, just, I don't know, maybe there'd be things that I'd be reminded of, like things to think of or think of mentioning or something. Maybe I'll do that sometime. But yeah, so anyway, I didn't, speaking of putting pressure on myself, I did not put up a YouTube video yesterday. So that means I had nothing go up over the weekend, which has been a while since I've had a gap like that before. And that was because I just, I really didn't have a voice, and I really didn't have the energy to film on Friday night or Saturday night. And as much as I'm like, I really don't want to miss a weekend video, it really wasn't possible. It was really more important that I was taking care of myself. I started kind of feeling under the weather earlier in the week, and very quickly realized that I had caught whatever my oldest had. There were a lot of my symptoms that I thought, oh, I would describe this exactly how Connor described this, as far as like, my throat feels kind of weird when I swallow, and, I feel this way and this way. And I went, that's exactly how I'm feeling. While Connor has slowly but surely been getting better, kind of slowly. I called the nurse line at one point and was like, hey, I just want to kind of just run down like the list of like symptoms and the timeline and be like, should we take him in? I feel like it's really like on that borderline of, I really think, like, my mom gut tells me that this is just like a virus, like a viral cold, but it's been going on for long enough that, like, even though, yes, it's getting better, I still go, this just seems like it's taken a little longer than I would like. And we ended up kind of waiting, and he ended up improving. But I, on the other hand, seemed to just kind of stay, like, steadily really not feeling well. Speaking of, let me grab another cough drop real quick. And then this morning, Sunday morning, actually, hold on, that's gonna be loud. This morning, Sunday morning, I woke up and tiny bit of grossness. Skip ahead 30 seconds if you want to hear it. But I woke up and one of my eyes was just completely and totally crusted shut. And I was like, what is happening? This has not happened before. It wasn't just a little bit of sleep. There was a lot going on. And I was like, what is happening? And so I like went to the bathroom and kind of like looked in the mirror, and I was like, oh snap, do I have pink eye? And so I went back into our room and like woke out and was like, I'm going straight to urgent care. And I thought, this is actually fine, because I'm going to go to urgent care and be like, hey, I think I have pink eye. Also, I've had this cold and cough, and now I'm coughing up like yellow stuff. And I feel like that's probably not super great. So if we just look at both these things, because I probably wouldn't have just gone in for the cold cough thing. I would have been like, well, Connor, got better and is fine. But, since I'm in here anyway. And yeah, so sure enough, yes, pink eye. And then listening to my lungs or whatever, and the doctor was like, oh yeah, you have bronchitis, so get you some antibiotics for that too. I was like, oh great, okay, well at least that explains why I've been feeling like really wiped out and why it just feels like this has really not been getting better. But I was also like, I haven't even been sick for a full week. Like I haven't been symptomatic for like a full week yet, and it already turned into it's bronchitis. Dang. But anyway, so yeah, no, eye drops, which I'm like, I don't even remember the last time I had pink eye. I was probably a kid. This is crazy. But yeah, so I'm doing eye drops, which, can I just say, I hate it. I hate it so much. There's nothing worse than being like, okay, self, hold still. I'm just going to squeeze this liquid into your eye. Don't move. It was like excruciating. I was like, I hate this so much. I hate it. And it just makes me think, I said the really stereotypical thing to Adam about how I was like, I know that I need to go to the eye doctor, and I feel like I actually am at this point need to get some kind of corrective lenses. I said, I feel like I'm going to have to get just regular glasses, because I can't imagine being able to put contacts in every day. And he's like, yeah, no, everyone thinks that though. And then you kind of just get used to it. And then it's just no big deal. It's like, yeah, but I don't know if that's going to be me. I don't know, you guys. But I also don't really like the way I look with glasses. So anyway, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I got time. But yeah, so that, at least it's, it's validating to have a doctor be like, oh no, you're actually sick with, these actual things. And it's also a huge relief to me in some ways when it's something that they can treat, because of course if it's something viral, it's like, well, okay, you just got to wait it out. As they don't give antibiotics for that. But something like, pink eye and bronchitis, they're like, oh, we can give you antibiotics for that and you'll start feeling better, on a, likely on a particular timeline. And so there was definitely a measure of relief with that was like, okay, well, I can take something and I'll hopefully be actually feeling better. I took a good nap earlier, and so I feel decently well rested, and so I don't feel like I'm pushing myself too hard to be filming this video. So if you were worried, because I know you guys are so sweet and often do, I feel fine now. I just sound not great, but I at least feel like I can talk. That was not the case the past couple of evenings, hence the no weekend video. But yeah, hopefully I'll be on the mend soon, and Connor continues to be on the mend too, so I will be really thankful for those things, because that's what I try to do, is focus on what can I be thankful for, what is going well. There's so much to be thankful for. But yeah, reality is I don't like being sick, and I'm glad that I was able to get into the urgent care this morning. And thankfully there was like no wait, really. I guess I got there early enough that I'd beat like a weekend crowd, weekend rush. But yes, there's that. I also this past week have been, and I was fully expecting this, to be fair, but it was unfortunate that it happened on top of getting sick. That I had what like kind of that letdown that I always get after like going to a retreat or going to something that is like a big thing. If you guys were around when I, just a few months ago when I went to the Supernatural convention, I talked about it then too. Like, this is just a way that I tend to, I don't know, my body tends to react, or my brain tends to react, is after I, like, come home from this thing that I've, been really excited about and really anticipating for a long time. And then it's like, it's happened and it's over and I'm back home. I tend to have kind of an emotional crash afterwards, in like Facebook groups and social circles related to conventions and whatnot. And even just kind of like in psychology circles and stuff, like this is a thing that's known and like talked about. People in like convention groups will call it like con drop and stuff, but I think it's just kind of that letdown, that feeling of like, okay, now that thing that I spent so much time like gearing up for and prepping for and emotionally like anticipating, now it's over. And I don't know, it's like a little bit of a crash, but at least I know to expect it at this point. And so it's not like it's surprising or upsetting or anything like that. So I did feel a little bit of that like on Tuesday, but then getting sick kind of just it compounded that just a little bit. But I'm feeling better now. That's, again, normal too. So anyway, that's something that I wish I had known about a lot earlier on. So if you're someone that has experienced something like that too, just know like that's normal. Like if you're moody or if you're feeling low or whatever after, a big thing, that is totally normal. Please be kind to yourself and just practice some self-care. It's really the best thing that you can do. Or even, therapy. I'm a huge proponent of therapy. I've talked to my therapist about that kind of thing. So yeah, there was that was kind of going on this past week. And then we're of course, gearing up for, the summer to start with the kiddos and whatnot. But, even though I know that I need to be kind to myself about it and not be hard on myself, as far as, if I'm feeling, moody or feeling that emotional low, or when it's something like I get sick and I can't make a video when I want to, I still put all this pressure on myself to still be able to maintain, I don't know, my routines and like what I've been doing and be able to just like stay normal. So I've got like a thing on my nail. And so it's hard when I can't, or when I don't, or try to like relax that and let that go. I find that I really thrive on routines a lot. That I operate best when I have a consistent routine and schedule. At the same time, I notoriously have the most difficult time with using planners and calendars. I've tried so much, and it is a struggle. I know all of the reasons why I would so benefit from being able to like track my schedule and write things out in a planner, have a calendar going. Like there's so many ways that I would like feel more organized and be able to stay on top of things and whatnot if I were, mapping things out schedule wise. But there's something in my brain that's really, really resistant to this. And it's something I have mentioned before here on my channel, and it's related to, I think it's typically considered like a subset of like an autism profile. It's called pathological demand avoidance, and its acronym is hilarious because the acronym is just PDA. And I mean, I can't be the only one that when you hear PDA, you're like, public displays of affection.
Personal digital assistant.
Or that. Comments from my husband, aka the Peanut Gallery. He's heard me talk about this ad nauseum, because it's a whole thing. And it feels like when you describe it, that it just sounds like that the person is just being stubborn or contrary, or just like doesn't want to play well with others or whatever. But it's interesting because it's the studies that they're doing on like what's actually happening in someone's brain with this is like your brain having like a fight or flight type of response, like in that intense of a level of response to I'm trying to think how to put it other than like being told what to do.
So basically, when someone tells you what to do, you feel like you're gonna die?
Yes. I mean, that's a tiny bit exaggerating. But there's, I've joked about it here where I've been like, as soon as and it works for myself too, as soon as I tell my brain, we have to do this thing, my brain's like, no, we're not going to be doing that. That can't happen now. It's fascinating, but it's also super frustrating. And it feels like it's very much something that's not a valid thing. Like I keep going, this sounds ridiculous. This sounds so dumb. Like, why can't I just keep a planner? Like, this shouldn't be hard. This really should not be hard, but you know what? It is. And it's a thing. It's a valid thing. And it's been interesting. I talked recently in a WIP and Chat about what it's been like in the 1 year since I got my formal autism diagnosis. And I feel like I'm constantly on this journey of learning more about how like autism has, like how it affects my brain and just sort of how I see the world, and in ways that I don't even realize because I just in so many ways have adapted. That's called masking. And have just found ways to like sort of make it work and taught my brain and taught myself like, no, this is how it works. This is how we do it. If you hadn't guessed, I'm a highly, highly introspective person. I am, whenever someone says something, like I'll take it really to heart. I've talked about this in regards to like when I've gotten comments or when I've come across like, there's one that's been on my brain lately where it's like, being called like fake or inauthentic. And I just go, I'm like, why is that? And then I immediately go to like, am I fake? Am I not being genuine? Is there, where's that coming from? Like, is there something wrong with me? And is that true? And I just sort of recently feel like I've discovered that I think that maybe sometimes the reasons I come off that way is because so much of how I've learned how to like be social is sort of a learned thing. Like ultimately from masking, we were just talking about this with my youngest speech therapist and like with his IEP goals, that one of the things that we're going to be working on is the way this is actually, it's like kind of, it's amusing in a way, because I also, people will say that my voice is obnoxious and they can't stand it because it's very sing-songy. It's okay. I'm not for everyone. My voice isn't for everyone. It's okay. I'm not upset. I'm not fishing here. But it's interesting because it's one of the things we're going to be working on a little bit is helping with intonation and inflection with speech patterns. And so much of what I feel like my kids, the way that they're absorbing and learning with speech, especially when they're very, very little, is coming from they're sort of just imitating the people around them. Or sometimes it's like it's a sensory seeking thing, the way that they will use their voices. And anyway, all this to say, this is highly interesting and fascinating to me because I feel like it's more insight into like how do different people's minds work, like what makes them tick. And it's one of the reasons that I will I don't know, I feel like it makes me maybe a little bit more empathetic towards people, or at least I'm very quick to give like a benefit of the doubt and be like, well, I know how things appear for myself, like to other people, like how things look outwardly, but I know what's actually going on internally. And like, so I always assume that for someone else, it's the same. Like they may look like they're trying to be mean or manipulative or X, Y, and Z, but I wonder what's actually going on in their minds, like sort of behind the scenes and under the surface. Or if I'm feeling frustrated by someone, I go, there's probably something else at play here. I wonder what that could be. Again, I'll give the benefit of the doubt to a fault because no, sometimes people are just being mean or whatever. But I don't know. I guess that's just what's been on my mind lately, and wondering like, I don't know, what sorts of things can I change? What sorts of things would I want to change? And do I feel good about sort of where I'm at? And, you know, the decisions that I make and how I sort of present myself here. And, you know, I'm certain I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, and just trying to put a little bit more good out into the world and be helpful. I actually, while there is, you know, what I've talked about just now, which is, you know, sounds a lot more negative, I also have had some really incredibly uplifting and positive experiences lately. I think I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Sometimes I lose track of things that I have said. What I've said where. I have I have a Patreon where I do a weekly vlog, and so I'll sometimes talk about things there and then forget, like, did I talk about that in my WIP and Chat or just in this space? So I apologize. That was also something interesting that came out of my assessments for autism, is that, like, I've documented, like, issues with my memory, which that has actually been a huge relief to find out that, like, oh, no, this is like a clinical thing. It's not just I'm lazy and forgetful. Anyway, okay, I'm doing the thing where I'm going down multiple slightly connected rabbit trails. Where was I going? Oh, so something I was going to mention that was a positive thing and validating and uplifting thing to me that happened, that you may have heard me already mention, is that there was someone at the retreat that I was at last weekend that came up to me, and I won't name her because I don't want to make her feel embarrassed or anything, but she just, like, she made me tear up in the best way, because she was so kind and just mentioned, like, a way that my being vulnerable and talking about, like, how I have struggled with my anxiety and what I've learned about how my anxiety manifests, and how my talking about that and not being afraid to be vulnerable about that helped her directly. And there's just something about, like, it's making me a little emotional just thinking about it, but knowing that you make a difference when you have someone that's actually coming up to you and saying, like, hey, this helped me, like, thank you for being willing to share about your own experiences. And I just go, okay, this is like, okay, that's why I do this, is because I feel like being able to connect with people that understand you and what you're going through is like, that's what I want to be able to be about by being here. So that made me feel really nice. And just hearing my various, like, fellow crafters that were at the diamond painting retreat have, you know, a lot of them have put up, if they have YouTube channels, which a lot of people there that were there do not have YouTube channels, which is so, because I had heard someone ask about, like, oh, do you have to have a channel to go to a diamond painting retreat? And it's like, no, it just so happened that a lot of people at this one did. But so some of those people have put up videos and talked about the retreat, and I feel like I've heard across the board, like, I feel like almost every single person mentioned in these videos talking about the retreat that it was like every single person that was there that, you know, has a YouTube channel or that they had, you know, connected with or talked to, like, in a live chat or online in some other way. They're like, every single person is exactly who they are in person as they are online. Like, no one is putting on a face. Like, no one is, I don't know. It just was like everyone was very genuinely who they are. And that made it very easy to be able to spend time with people, because it just felt like a very, very natural, like, okay, so, you know, this is just like, now I'm just talking to you in person instead of, you know, online. And it's the same, because you are the same in person as you are online. And that was a nice, like, reassuring thing to hear from other people too, when I was feeling a little bit like, wait, am I fake? So I don't know. You know how it is, how you can get, like, 99 you know, positive things, like, in feedback, but then you get one negative thing, and that one negative thing will instantly, like, outweigh all the positives. So I'm regularly trying to fight against that tendency of mine, because it's a strong tendency of mine too. But I just want to say, like, I do hope that I'm making a positive difference, just, you know, to you as, like, an individual listener, and in the community as a whole. I hope that I'm bringing a little bit more light here into you, and I really appreciate that you are just part of what you are like the reason that I do this channel. So I'm just gonna stop being sappy, but I was having a moment. I appreciate you a lot. I really do. So, and I wanted to talk a little bit more just sort of about what I have coming up, or what's going to be coming up soon. We're transitioning into like the summer months and stuff. Like I said, it's the end of the school year with the kiddos. And it's been really cute. It's been really fun. My oldest had a performance. It was the whole grade had a performance of Charlotte's Web at their school, and parents were invited, and it was ridiculously adorable. There were dance numbers, and a lot of the kids, including Connor, had like some like little lines and stuff. It was adorable. My absolute favorite part about it though was Connor. Obviously, he knew that we were coming, and Adam was able to make it too with his work schedule. Thankfully, that worked out. But like when Connor came into the room, and we spotted him right away, but he was looking and trying to find us and couldn't find us right away. But like, oh my gosh, the look on his face when he found us in the crowd, like he just lit up he was beaming. It was the cutest thing. And me being the super sappy person that I am, like started tearing up seeing how excited he was, because I was like, oh, this means so much to him. I'm so glad we could be here. And, this is the kind of thing that I feel like we didn't necessarily like get to see as much of happening when he was in like a dedicated like special ed class. And this will be kind of the end of his first year in a gen ed class. And it's been, he's done like just so remarkably well when I look back on the year and how far he's come. But I feel like I just have so much appreciation and enjoyment for moments like end of year school plays for the grade. I just loved every single second of getting to be there for that. And he was so happy, and that just, my heart was so full. So full. And then my youngest we got like a little invite in his backpack that he's going to be getting an award at the awards assembly tomorrow morning. And we don't know what it's going to be, but we're invited. And so I'm going to go to that. And I'm hoping it's not going to throw him off too much to like see me there, because for him, it's a little bit different. Like I might actually throw him potentially to like see us, and he might be like, wait, am I supposed to go to them? He's much younger. He's younger than Connor. But at the same time, I do want to maybe try to go in, and I think it'll be okay. I asked this teacher about it, and I'll double check with this teacher again tomorrow too, to be like, you think it's going to be all right if I come? But we just, want to celebrate him too. And when I look at how far he has come since the beginning of the school year, especially just like with his speech alone, my gosh, he has grown and learned so much. And I can't believe that he's coming up on the end of kindergarten. Like, where did the year go? How is he going to be in like first grade next year? Like, he's too little to be in first grade is what my brain keeps saying. But he'll have summer school. And we'll continue like speech therapy and stuff throughout the summer. So it's not like everything is going to change as we move into the summer months, but it'll be a little bit lighter. And we want to try to do more this summer as far as like, we're going to have like my oldest in swim lessons. And I'm looking at like some different camps. I found there's like a ninja camp, that I kind of want to maybe look at having him do. I think he might think that's really fun. But there's some different things that we're going to try to do. And then like as a family, we've talked about trying to go to, Universal maybe one day. They have a Super Nintendo World area, and both of our kids are incredibly into everything Mario right now. And I think it would in particular make my youngest's head explode in excitement. I think he would not know what to do with himself. I think he would be he would just be standing looking at everything and naming everything, and just like, I can picture him just like vibrating with excitement, because he wouldn't believe that he's like in Mario Land is what he would think of it as. Because we've seen like videos and stuff, like Adam's sister has gone a ton there and is pretty well familiar with it. And there was even, okay, so this is so random, but we can like see our neighbors' little like backyard areas from our second story windows, which is where the kids, bedrooms are. And I noticed that Micah kept wanting to like open up his blinds, and he was looking into one of the neighbors' backyards really intently, and he was doing this kind of over and over again. And I was like, what is he looking at? I looked out, and as it turned out, apparently one of our neighbors must have recently gone to like Super Nintendo World or whatever it's called, because they had like one of the toad, like the 1-Up mushrooms. I think they sell them as like drink sippers or whatever. And it had been laying in their backyard for a couple of days. And Micah was so intrigued and enamored with it. Because he recognized it and recognized what it was from. And then it was like just there for a day or two. And then they took it, must have taken it inside or something. But I thought, oh man, if he's that enamored with just like seeing that little drink sipper in our neighbor's backyard, can you imagine what would happen if we took him to Super Nintendo World for one day? That's the thing, is like Universal's like kind of expensive. It's kind of a drive, and I know that our kids are not going to be up for a full day. Like they might be up for a few hours, and so I'm trying to figure out like, could we get some kind of deal? Do they have some kind of like half day pass? Like how could we play this where it just sort of makes sense? And it's like, I really think they're just going to want to go to like Super Nintendo World and like hang out there for a couple hours, and then I think they might be done. So I'm going to do some research and just sort of figure out, is there a way that we can make this make sense? If not, maybe we'll do like Legoland or something. I want to do something that's like not extravagant, but like one family outing, one family vacation-y type thing this summer that we could really try to do. So what about you guys? Do you have any, whether or not you have kids, do you have like any fun plans for the summer? I know a lot of you, if you work just regular 9-to-5 jobs, you're like, summer is just another month. There's nothing that's different about summer for me. Totally understand that. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any fun plans that you're thinking of just for the upcoming summer months. Love to hear about them. As far as what I am reading and watching and listening to, this is just a brief segment I enjoy doing at the end of my WIP and Chats each week. I didn't even necessarily plan it on purpose at one point. It's just that I jot down notes sometimes because of the forgetfulness thing. And so I'm worried that, like, what if I just blank and I don't know what I wanted to talk about. And so at one point, like, I think it's been at least a year ago, that I had written down, like, I feel like I was low on things to talk about. Like, it wasn't a very interesting week. And I thought I can talk about, like, I've been like seeing some fun movies or shows or read some interesting books. And so I just jotted down like reading, watching, listening to, and then it just kind of turned into a thing. And I'm not mad about it. Reading wise, I'm still stagnating. I have not picked up my audiobook again yet. I'm debating. I was listening to Kate. She's Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper here on YouTube, and is Pixie Sticks, the artist with Diamond Art Club and works for Diamond Art Club. I was listening to her WIP and Chat, and or was it her vlog? I'm not sure which. Go check out her channel if you haven't, by the way. I love her videos. It's so relaxing to listen to. It's just like spending time with a friend. She's talking about a book club that is happening over in the Discord that is run by Sophie, the Diamond Help Desk. I'll try to remember to have that linked below if you're a Discord person. Anyway, Kate was mentioning a book club. It was happening in a book that she was going to read for it, or had read for it, and I thought, oh, does that sound like a book I might want to read? Do I want to try to join in on that? Am I feeling like I'm in the mood to do a book clubby thing, or not so much? So I could pop my head in there and take a look and see what's the book that they're reading, and go read kind of the plot synopsis, or not the plot synopsis, but like the blurb about the book, and see if it seems like something I'd enjoy. And as far as watching, Adam and I have been making good progress on watching Deep Space Nine, which he has seen before and I have not. We are almost halfway through the last season, and he was telling me that the show ends, and which this is the last season, like I said, the show itself ends on, they even market it as a 10-episode arc. And like we're almost to the beginning of that, and I'm excited, but I'm scared. And it'll be bittersweet when it's over because I know this is a 25-year-old show. I don't care. I think it's aged really, really well in most ways. And I'm so into it right now. I'm really, really thoroughly enjoying it. And yeah, no, it's gonna be bittersweet when it's over. And what's probably gonna happen is that I'm immediately gonna go back and start rewatching it from the beginning because that's typically how when I really enjoy a show and it ends, I'm like, okay, let me go back to the beginning. And sometimes I'll do like a whole nother watch through and sometimes I won't. I'll just kind of watch for a little bit. But especially because we started this show forever ago. And so there's a lot. Well, he had me, I think, skip a lot of the first season because some of the episodes weren't super great or it kind of took a little time to find its footing and stuff. But there's also that I just don't remember super well, and I think it would be interesting to sort of see like how much the characters have changed and grown over the course of the show. So, and as far as listening to, I'm still enjoying the novelty of being able to listen to music through my car speakers, and have just sort of continued to have Taylor Swift on shuffle at this point. I haven't been just listening to the Tortured Poets department. I now am back to like all of Taylor Swift's music on shuffle. It's comfort food, you guys. I know I should branch out and listen to more artists, but it's just it's what I love. It's like comfort food, like I said. But yeah, that's what I've been listening to. And then as far as what I have coming up this week here on the channel and crafting wise, I am hoping to have some unboxings for you. I have a few things that are kind of waiting to be filmed and a couple things on the way. So we'll kind of see what the mail does, and go from there. And I don't know, it feels a little soon to do another small shop haul since I just did the sponsor spotlight, but I know that I want to maybe do a post review or two, especially if I finish this kit. I'm also thinking about like, okay, it's June. We're kind of looking at like the midpoint of the year. Are there various things that I might want to do some check-ins on? For example, do I want to do, or would you guys be interested in seeing a dedicated video where I check in on my temperature dragon project and how that's coming along and what my thoughts are and what I'm thinking as far as planning ahead for next year, because yes, I do want to plan ahead and not be scrambling at the very last minute. Would you guys be interested in seeing like a whole sort of 6 months in review where I go through all the kits I've completed so far? Or would you be interested in seeing like a check in on my Year of the Dragon event where I can, diamond paint along for myself, where I can show you the different dragon diamond painting kits that I've worked on so far this year. So I don't know, we'll see. That's kind of on my brain, not for this week, but just sort of in the coming weeks. Might be a good time to do some of those kinds of little check-in type videos. But yeah, this week I'm not totally sure. I gotta look at what I've got coming in the mail and what I've got sort of sitting over there. So I guess stay tuned. Be sure you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed, so that you can see what videos I do end up coming out with. And still trying to really think of ways I can be stretching myself and doing some more kind of creative videos and not just kind of being in this cycle of unboxings, reviews, WIP and Chat. It's like there's lots of other content ideas I've had and I just have struggled with actually making them happen. So that's on the brain too, and I'd love to try to make some steps towards making those happen too. But anyway, guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, how about a rainbow emoji of some sort, in honor of our rainbow dragon hugging cat. The cat in this kit is so darn cute, you guys. I mean, we got some of the face done. All the white that's going to be there is going to be this really pretty white fairy dust color. There's some dryer sheets. I'm dealing with static in these. I can't really show you up closer because of how I've got the focus set, but stay tuned. I'll hopefully have a finish on this one. I mean, hopefully in the next few days, but I'm not going to rush it. It's just moving right along. But yeah, let me know how you're doing, what you're working on, anything else you would like to share today. I really appreciate that you took some time to spend with me today and along with my froggy voice. Hopefully, as the week goes on, I'll have a more normal voice each day. Anyway, guys, take care. Make sure you're, washing your hands and drinking your water and taking care of yourself and stuff. And I'll chat with you guys again soon. Bye.